Hello, this is Joe83, and this is another episode of the Noob Journey. It's round 7 this time for the Canadian Grand Prix, and I'm going to have to rush this a little bit because there was no qualifying for this to talk over, so we're straight onto the race start. But firstly, so it's a formation lap. So yeah, last time out in Monaco, which unfortunately didn't see because my footage corrupted, is pretty unfortunate. I finished third, but I didn't have any footage for it, so that's unfortunate. But let's get into this race in Canada. It's a reverse grid, which is why there was no qualifying, so I'm starting 7th place with Gods Among Us, who's a bit of a noob ahead of me. And let's go into 5 red lights then. From the Canadian Grand Prix, heavy rain start, and it is lights out and away we go to a very long hold, and it is straight up, almost alongside Gods Among Us now. It was pretty awful, I'm not going to lie. And yeah, up into 6th place immediately, and the two, Rickson and Chuk, both retire from ahead, so I'm actually in 4th because they're in manners, of course. So up in 4th place now, it's just the Team Sauber of Callum and Reese, and then Jay Corrigan ahead of me. And Reese and Corrigan are going side by, like, into each other, it looks like, ahead of me, so very interesting there. And yeah, hopefully it's forecast to get dry later in the race, but I should be better in the dry because I'm not a fan of heavy rain conditions at all. But hopefully I can start applying the pressure to Reese, who's just ahead of me now. And oh no, he's not. He's disappeared. So hopefully I can apply pressure to Corrigan as we move on now to the end of lap 1. And that hasn't happened as Callum's now in 3rd, and I'm nowhere near them really, drifting it through turn 1. And yeah, the safety car's actually been deployed, so everyone was going wide in turn 1, but meanwhile the safety car has come out. And I don't know what really to do here because it's going to get intermediate conditions right now. So I kind of said in the party, is anyone going to risk it and go on to Inters, which only one of us did. My teammate Briggsy actually came in for Inters, and someone else did as well. I can't quite remember who that was. But yeah, by the end of the safety car, it's actually into conditions, so we are all going to peel into the pits. And yeah, it's pretty interesting to see because we're basically all just going to come straight into the pit lane, and Briggsy's going to have a massive lead. But I'm side by side into the pits with Pepsi. Myself and Pepsi, the two, well, he's going to win the title pretty much, but I'm closest to him at the minute. But we're going to be side by side into the pit lane, and hopefully McLaren can hook me up with a nice pit stop, but it's unlikely as the team's closer to the front of the pit lane have a better pit stop normally. But going on to intermediate tyres now, where I normally am much better because, as we know from Austria, in intermediate conditions I was pretty good, and hopefully I can repeat that feat here. Although it's not going to be Inters for long, I don't think, because it's forecast to get dry pretty quickly. But yeah, out in 8th place, but a few of the drivers ahead haven't pitted yet. So it's still looking good. Pepsi is just there up the road, so that's the sort of time I was on about. But now on to the lap 6, and Faction Impala, the perennial back marker, has actually been doing quite well lately, so I won't talk it to him too much. But yeah, he's still on wets, so it should be quite a straightforward move up the inside now. But I don't really want to go for a move there, but he's trying to let me through, I think, so I'll just take that position anyway, as I'm not really confident into that corner with braking markers and such. But now onto lap 9, and you can see the little queue up ahead. My teammates leading, Briggsy, from I think it's Reese and Jay Corrigan, who are, yeah, a few seconds up the road. Have got quite, oh, it's not Reese, he's 5th, but it's someone in Jay Corrigan. But now the safety car's come out again. So this time, after the mistake of not pitting straight away last time, I'm deciding to come into the pits and pit at the start of dries. And yeah, hopefully it'll be dry enough for the dry tyres by the end of the safety car window. And hopefully that'll put me in good stead for the rest of the race. But yeah, it's a bit of a gamble because it's nowhere near dry conditions at the minute. And McLaren are going to get another good pit stop on me. I think Reese is coming just behind me as well. He's also going to go for a set of softs. And I'm going to try and get to the end on these soft tyres if it's not going to rain again, which I don't think it is. And we're going to come out very close as December, and I'm not sure who it is behind him. It is Morgs, actually, another quick driver in the league along this December. But I'm on dry, so I'm going to have to keep ahead of them here to have the strike position, and we just about do that. The shorter pit exit is pretty helpful here. But yeah, now onto the lap 11 under the safety car, and causing the lead on Inters. I'm 9 seconds, everyone else pitted, but I'm not. The safety car slowed down to let Causa through. Now, I've seen this in AOR before, where the safety car slowed down to let everyone through, and then everyone who passes it gets a drive-through penalty, and some of them get disqualified. So I'm trying to stay behind it, and literally everyone else just drives straight past. And yeah, no one knows what to do. It's a bit of chaos. I think what happened is the timing's glitched. It said someone else was leading, so that meant they tried to find the leader, and it let everyone through. So it's like Causa and some other people who overtook the safety car have gone massively out of this. I've lost about 20 seconds, but now at this point I decided, oh, screw it, let's go anyway. So I've driven off, and yeah, I've lost a load of time there, and now it is the end of the safety car window, and it's time to restart. Briggsy, my teammate, is just ahead of me, trying to make a move on respawn, but all these, I would have been leading, because I was right behind Causa, who had to pit, and now Causa in the lead, I believe. And a few drivers are in the pits, actually. That's because they did get drive-throughs. And yeah, as I thought, the safety car would cause a few drive-through penalties, but now on to lap 13, Causa in the lead from Reese, from myself. And I'm not actually sure where Causa has gone, but he's no longer in the lead. We saw earlier a teleporting Sauber, I think it was Reese at that point. But Causa has disappeared. It says he's 6 seconds up the road, but he's definitely not. And now it says I'm second, so good timings there from F1 2016. I'm not quite sure what's happening, but yeah, it's hopefully going to stay dry to the rest of the race now, and I can hopefully stay in a position and maybe challenge Reese up ahead. As I'm not, I think he might have a penalty as well, because a lot of pretty much everyone on the grid got a drive-through penalty, which was a bit weird. I think it might be my fault, but never mind. And I've got Morgs at the back of me. Morgs is going to look around the outside and into this quite tight right-hander, which is not good to run side by side, and he actually goes wide. I have the apex, and he has to drive off the track there and falls into the clutches of December. But Alex Degu has just gone purple, I'd like to point out. So that is very, obviously it's just because this is the first lap anyone's done on dries, and he's the first person to cross the line, but even so, that is a rarity to see Alex Degu getting purple. And going down towards the back straight, I'm going to try and close in on Reese with the slipstream, although DRS isn't enabled yet. And Respawn 28 is just about, I think, to come into the pits, as he did get a drive-through penalty, and yes, he pulls into pits now, and I take the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix. And now I've got a bit of a gap to December, who's overtaken Morgs for second place. And this is, like, none of us have got penalties, it's God's for tyres, which is not really a surprise. I got purple, and now I've just got to try and build the gap over December, who's very consistent, but also I'm quicker than him on pace, but make more mistakes, so it's going to be quite a close battle. But now I'm on lap 34, nothing else really happened apart from Pepsi's closing up, but you can see I've got a 6-second gap, it's all going nice, and nothing else really happened at all the whole race. It was a 50% I forgot to mention. But the next minute and a half or so, I'm just going to leave without any commentary, because you're going to be able to see what's going to happen. And yeah, it doesn't end well. I'll give you a clue. Here's right now is a disconnection, and I'll leave it at that.
I open my eyes, I try to see, but I'm blinded by the white line. I can't remember how, I can't remember why I'm lying here tonight, and I can't stand the pain, and I can't make it go away. No, I can't stand the pain. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes, got nowhere to run. The night goes on as I'm fading away.
So as you can see, I was in fact disqualified from that for not using enough not using the required tyres, despite it being a wet start, and I used the only set of tyres available. But nevertheless, I was actually awarded the race win, as I was pretty far ahead of Pepsi before I disconnected, and then before it disqualified me. So I was handed the race win there. You can see the championship, and yeah, I was awarded the win. So very big thanks to that, because I didn't think I was going to get awarded the win. After this game, decided to absolutely screw me over and disqualify me for not using the mandatory tyre, despite it being a wet race. So yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, but nevertheless, I got the win. Good, my first ever win in the Noob journey. Hopefully I can push on, challenge Pepsi for the title now, but only 3 races left, so it might not be happening very quickly, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. This has been J183, and I will see you next time.